Hello there, this is Farm Kenya Show right here on KTN, and today we are in Kiambu County at Amir Mushroom Farm. And we are going to be looking at button mushrooms today. We are going to be looking at the whole process from the farm. We're going to be looking at the preparation, what goes into making sure that at least you have the best mushroom at the end of the day. And of course, remember, it's Tuesday, and on Tuesdays, we always look at the farm to the plate. Later on, we're going to be cooking this particular mushroom, and we're going to also be showing you the ways in which you can make your mushroom better for your plate. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Join us on this journey as we look at the mushroom farming today. We are here at Amir Farm, and of course we're joined by Ingrid Bogomba, who is a farmer, mushroom farmer. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right, so tell us what is happening here so that we can move on.
We are in the process of compost making.
Yes.
And this is the second step. After we've mixed the compost with water, now we are adding the chicken manure, which will take at least 3 days outside. Then I will add urea. Okay, the process continues.
Okay. All right, so let us look at the kind of grass that we have here. Tell us what kind it is, and also should anyone just use any type of grass?
Okay, this is wheat straw. Wheat straw from wheat, and we get it from Eldoret, where there are wheat farmers. You're not advised to use any other type, although you can use the bagasse from sugarcane. You can also, you use the bagasse from sugarcane if you live around Kisumu, western areas, But now this is the wheat straw. We mainly use wheat straw because of its nutrients that it brings to the mushrooms.
All right, and how long does it stay out here?
Out here, it takes 21 to 28 days.
All right, so the ones that we are seeing on this side, as we are looking at this, they were going to stay there for 21 days.
No, it has already finished 1 week here.
1 week here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So this is going to stay for 3 days. We add what we call urea. After that, 3 days we add molasses. 3 days we'll add what we call cotton seed cake, MOP, and we'll add gypsum last. Then now we'll plant.
Right.
Yeah.
So on this section, on this other section from here, when you're looking at the type of manure to use, or the type of things that are being put on this other side, when you look at that, what do you use to choose the type of compost that is going to be put there, the type of waste that you have that maybe is going to be put there? Is there any requirement that you look at when it comes to that?
There are requirements for someone who does mushroom or who has done mushroom farming. There are some types. Okay, like manure, we prefer the broilers, not the layers, because layers have stayed for long. So we use the broilers. Yeah.
If you don't get the broiler manure that you're talking about, what else can you use?
Some people, maybe some parts are like farmers in Uganda prefer the horse manure. That's according to research, the way I have done the practical research of mushrooms. But in Kenya, I think you have to get manure. We have chicken around here, so chicken manure is the best.
All right.
Yeah.
So, okay, then let's carry some of the grass and then go to this other side, and then we see what is supposed to be happening, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that is how you put it. Okay.
Yeah, this is how we put it.
So we can carry others as well. All right, so So after you've brought the grass on this other side, what goes down now?
Okay, so here we have mixed chicken manure with now the wheat straw that was there. After this, we usually step for it to be in compact.
Oh, okay.
So as to regenerate the heat faster. Yeah.
All right.
So after this, then we'll do another turning towards there, where now we'll be adding urea, just the same process.
All right. Yeah. So after they've stayed here, you're going to take them back to the other side.
Yeah. We're going to turn. Okay, we're doing it manually. I don't have a tunnel. Yeah, so I'm doing it manually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we going back to get another grass? Another type of grass?
Sure.
Okay. So let's go. And what about these dry ones?
Okay, the dry ones, we usually put them in the middle of this, so that they'll form faster.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's take others. And then all right. So when it comes to the management of this particular area, is there anything that usually contributes into the environment and how it needs to look? Or
Outside
it's just
here,
any place? Or it's just any place?
No, you can't do it at any place. Okay, I prefer open land because of the movement of air. Yeah, when making the compost. Yeah, because here we want to eliminate ammonia at the end of this process. Yeah, so I prefer it open in the open land.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there a particular size? For example, I see the other one has reached there. Can it go any further, or that's the exact size that you want?
Yeah, you can do higher hips. That's if you want. Yeah, but you see it will give them hard work of turning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from this process, is there anything that usually, as you've encountered your fellow farmers or farmers from different areas, that you think farmers usually go wrong, so that maybe you find whatever comes from this place is not able to go into the room where the mushrooms get to grow? So what are the steps here that maybe some farmers usually miss?
Okay, some omit the ratios. We usually have ratios of if it's wheat straw, okay, we call that grass wheat straw. Wheat straw, chicken manure, urea, we have ratios. So if you miss any of the ratio, your mushrooms won't grow. Yeah, you know, mushroom is a fungus. Yeah, and now the process is the one which will determine will they really grow or.
Okay, all right. So I think we can still go back and get another bunch of grass, and then now we are good. Okay, so you've taken the dry ones now. So you said the dry ones, we put them in the middle?
Yeah, we put them in the middle.
Okay. And for example, now after this particular place, you say they're going to stay here for 3 days, right?
Yeah, 3 days.
For 3 days.
Yeah.
And then now what necessitates them, what shows you that, okay, now these ones are ready and now they need to move?
Now we usually go by seeing now the ammonia. Yeah.
The ammonia content.
Yeah, ammonia content. Yeah.
All right.
By the end of this process, when you come here, I think today you're feeling some fishy smell. If you come after 3 days, it will be worse. If you come, we'll add urea, it will be worse.
After this you'll add urea?
Yes, we'll add urea. After this, when we add now the last process, adding gypsum, now it will start smelling good. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also feel the heat. If there's no heat, the nice smell coming out, now there's no ammonia.
Okay.
Yeah, and now we're ready for the planting season.
All right. And we are in the rainy season. When you have a heap like this one, does the rain affect that? And do you usually cover this particular area?
Like from today, we'll cover. Yeah, we usually cover during the night, open during the day. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but these ones, I left them to be rained because we needed water. Yeah.
And so, after this, are we looking at you pushing the other stalks into the other side, are you going to be using the whole grass?
Yes, I'm using the whole grass. This is the 100 bales of the wheat straw.
Okay.
So it's a measure even of the spawn, the mushroom spawn that I'm going to use.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what determines how many liters I'll order. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And now, after you've removed the grass, and then you said you're going to put them on the other side as well. So what happens to this side? Do you clean it? Do you leave it like that? Or what usually happens?
It's always cleaned. Yeah, and it waits now for the next turning. Yeah.
Okay, so what are they adding here? Are they adding what?
Now here today we are adding chicken manure and water. We're just sprinkling water. Yeah.
Right. Right. We can still. Do you want us to still go and take grass on the other side, or we start another stack on this other side?
No, we're not starting any other this side.
All right.
I want us to add water. You can.
I will also take my water as well. You can use that, and then you give me mine.
Okay.
All right. So I take water from here.
We are sprinkling water because of now we're using the dry chicken manure with the wet one.
Okay.
Yeah, but if we had wet and the grass has water, we won't be sprinkling water.
All right. And can you, for example, is there a type of water that needs to be used? Is it because someone might say, okay, what about the dirty water on the side of the road, or maybe the one that stays outside from the roof? What happens to that?
One thing about mushroom is now keeping the hygiene.
Yes.
Yes. And here we use clean water. Yeah, clean water. For example, for me, I use tap water. I have a tap there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I use. Yeah.
All right. And for example, so do you have a place that you source the chicken manure from? And if you have that, what happens, especially when it comes to the different seasons when maybe the chicken manure is not enough?
Not enough.
And do you usually supplement it with another different thing that you usually do, or supplement?
No, you can't. We usually plan earlier.
Okay.
If I am planning to start planting mushrooms, I need to get my materials ready. Yeah, because now once I start this process, let's say we put now the chicken manure. Next time, if I lack urea and it passes the dates, then I'll be doing nothing at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to plan earlier.
All right.
Yeah.
So we need to move now, or we spread this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hot.
Yeah. And for example, is there a season when maybe the grass becomes too dry to an extent that maybe you say, okay, can we use this one? Or does that ever really happen? When maybe...
No, let's say I'm advantaged because I'm in Limuru.
There's a lot of rain.
Yeah, there's a lot of rain, and it's not always sunny.
Okay.
Yes, so although there are challenges like getting now the wheat straw, because we get it from Eldoret farmers, Nakuru.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't source it within.
In Eldoret, huh?
Yeah, Eldoret.
So and maybe when you interact with farmers from the maybe arid areas, the semi-arid areas, do you think, for example, now a farmer who is in a semi-arid area or an arid area, will they find a difficulty in maybe growing mushrooms? Because now you see you're privileged, at least the way you've said, you're at an advantage where at least rain comes most of the time. So for a farmer who is maybe at the semi-arid area, what could be your advice to them when it comes to mushroom farming and making this?
Okay, now that I think we'll come to that point when you are inside the house.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because now it will go with the temperature ratios. Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's fine.
But outside here, once you have water, and you can cover, you can even do a shade. Yeah. You can do a shade.
Ah, okay.
And
That's
for
fine.
those in arid and semi-arid areas,
Yes.
if you have finances, you can also do what we call a tunnel.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot
It's hot.
from the sun.
Not the sun.
Ah.
No, this is just the reaction. It's supposed to be hot for the grass now to be ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so what we are doing right now, we are stepping on the grass from this other side to this side, where now they've been mixing the grass with the chicken manure, and also we're just trying to sprinkle water as well. And we're going to continue and see where the size will reach, so that at least it can be ready now to go to the other side and see what comes from this particular place.
No, these ones, the ones which are black, we usually put them at the top.
Oh, on top of this other one. Okay.
Because it's almost ready. Doesn't need any.
So even these ones need to be black, right?
Yeah, not
Or?
black. They're supposed to be brown.
Brown.
Yeah. Brown, and it's supposed to be brown and very small, not like these ones.
Oh, it's not supposed to
It
be
will
big.
cut itself.
Okay.
Yeah. With the use of now this chicken manure, we put and urea.
Okay, let me come up there and help you as well. Do we step also on this one to mix with it, or we wait for the grass?
You can.
Okay. So this is a very critical process, because if you go wrong on this side, you might not achieve in growing the mushrooms on this other side.
Yeah, if you go wrong in any step here, including the ratios, then just you won't get any mushroom.
Right. It's fine. Waiting for mine as well.
New shop.
All right, so for young farmers who would like to start this particular type of farming, what is that one advice that you would like to give them when it comes to mushroom farming? Because mushroom right now is something that is food that is really getting popularity. Many people are liking them, and the younger generation as well. So what would be your advice to a young person who wants to start this?
To a young person,
Yes.
should I give my experience?
Yes, you should. You should.
It's not okay. What I can say is, any business, it's about risking.
Yes.
And you don't. Yes, we do business to get profits, but sometimes it doesn't come as we wish or as we wanted.
Yes.
And it's about perseverance. Yeah, that's what I can say. So any youth who wants to get into farming, not necessarily mushroom farming,
Yes.
or any other type of farming, what I can tell them is farming has money. Old money, new money, farming has money. Yeah, and you need to be serious, one thing, committed, and let's say, like, you know, young people want to get money easy. You want to start something and maybe by next week you have
a million.
A million. It's not like that. It's a step.
Yes, it's a step.
Yeah, sometimes you get losses, sometimes you get profits. Yeah, so consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that you're talking about it's a process. When did you start this?
First, I started mushroom back in 2021. That's when I put a mud house there. After something like 3 months, I got an accident. So I left everything. That time, there was no one who was helping me. No one knew what I was doing.
Yes.
Yeah, so everything had to go at a loss. And now, after a year and a half, then I came back and re-embarked on now the mushroom farming. Okay. Yeah.
So how has the journey been so far? When you look back, when you look at from 2021, I mean, it's been 4 years now. When you look at how it has been, what are some of the lessons that you could share with
let's say I've gained a lot of experience. You know, I came with the campus mentality, not practical work.
Yes.
And let's say, yes, the campus studies, they help a lot with the knowledge. But now practical is where work is. Yeah.
Okay.
What I can say, I came here, yes, I knew mushroom farming, I knew how to do it. But now getting into practical is what now will determine. Because I got so many losses. Yeah. Yeah, I am mixing the ratios. Sometimes I used to do 70 kgs of chicken manure with the ratio of 100 bales, and it's not supposed to be like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like now I do 7.5, 5. Yeah.
Okay. And now when it comes to, before we go for a short break, when it comes to the portions that you measure from this particular area into the portions that you measure from this particular area into the room, what do you use to measure that, and what necessitates the amount that is going maybe to go to every paper that you have on the room? Yes.
Okay, our papers are always 18 by 24, and we're supposed to do 5 kg per bag. Okay. Yeah. So now for me, I use my. I don't.
you just use your instincts to tell you that that is enough.
And for example, I'm doing 100 bales. I have a number of bags I want.
Yes.
Which will now calculate number of panels or my capital. Yeah.
Okay. Right. And now we mix like this, and then wait for maybe one more layering, and then two more layerings, and then we are done, right? Okay.
Sorry. We usually remove these things. These are coprinas.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. The white things you see me removing from the grass.
Are they usually many, or because I've not really encountered one?
Yeah, but not necessarily. I think they come because of now rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now we make sure we remove them.
Right. All right. Even as we continue to layer this particular heap of compost, we're going now to take a short break, but don't go too far. We'll be coming back and doing more of just understanding how this particular thing works. We're going to go now into the room where there are stacks of this compost that leads to the mushroom growing. So therefore, just stay tuned. Don't go too far.
pamoja na tukue pamoja. Kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
You are watching Farm Kenya, brought to you by Fugo.
Akishiba, utashiba. Fugo layer feed, Fugo Kienyeji feed, and broiler 2-stage and 3-stage diet. Products of Unga Farm Care.
This is Business Focus, insights for real entrepreneurs making real moves. Powered by M-Pesa Business. Business growth is not one size fits all. Not every business wants to go from a stall to a supermarket. Growth looks different for different people. For some, growth is buying a second sewing machine. For others, it's opening a second branch. For many, it's getting through the month with stock intact and happy clients. M-Pesa Business Credit is built for all these journeys. It adapts to the scale of your needs, whether you need 2,000 Kenya shillings or 200,000 Kenya shillings, because growth isn't about size. It's about freedom. Whatever growth means to you, we're here to support it. Access Tasi Till loans via the M-Pesa Business app and L&M Till or dial *234#, powered by M-Pesa Business.
Enjoy easy application na instant approval. Ipate kwa M-Pesa Business app ama dial *234#. The more you use your till, the more you grow. M-Pesa.
Pressure coming down! Jesus. Oh, it's magnificent!
Recharge your subscription today to never miss a moment of a competition like never before. On the move, download StarTimes on and watch every goal, every moment, anytime, anywhere. StarTimes Sports. Beyond passion. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
You are watching Farm Kenya, brought to you by Fugo.
Akishiba, utashiba. Fugo layer feed, Fugo Kienyeji feed, and broiler 2-stage and 3-stage diet. Products of Unga Farm Care.
Kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja. Kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
All right, welcome back, and we are going to be preparing mushroom, and of course we have Ingrid joining me. We were at the area of preparing compost, but now let's get into the kitchen, and now you tell us what you have here.
Okay, so it's going to be just a small thing here. I usually cook mushroom. I'm a good chef, by the way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, but now for just showing you, I'm going to prepare a mushroom. It will be a mushroom soup. Yeah, whereby I will use now the onions, garlic.
Okay. All right, let's get right into it and look at the process, and then we see. All right, so let's speak about the mushroom house. The mushroom house, the one, it's the one that does everything. It's the one that brings this into life, right?
Yes.
So what is the process? How does it start?
mushroom house.
Yes.
First, the conditions in a mushroom house. Number one, we have to get to the required temperatures, humidity, and even the air circulation inside.
Okay.
Those are the things which determine now the mushroom growing. Yeah, plus now the hygiene. Inside the mushroom houses, we don't allow perfumes. We don't allow long nails. Yes. Yeah, when I'm harvesting, actually I don't slay nails before I start now the harvesting thing.
All right.
Yeah, and we usually cover our heads. We don't any contamination. We wear mask. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So after that, now you've gotten to the papers, and then now you are making sure that at least you are putting the right size. You said you usually use your instincts to tell you, okay, this is fine, this is not fine.
Yeah.
So how do you stack them? Is there any requirement that comes when you're putting them together, or do you use some spacing, and how does that go?
I have benches, them shelves.
Okay.
Yeah, and I use the shelves now. It determines on now the person harvesting. I don't usually want to strain myself harvesting, so I make just shelves which will allow me to harvest without any strain.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And now, after you've spaced them, how long do they stay on these benches until now they start? You start seeing some little pellets coming up.
Okay, it's a process. We haven't done casing. After outside here, we will now choma mchanga. We usually get the virgin soil from the forest.
Okay.
It's on the way, it's coming.
Okay, so as you continue cutting this and preparing, let's look at the materials that you used to make the house, the mushroom house. Because someone might want to use a concrete wall, someone might want to use a wooden wall, iron sheets, or any other different material. So what made you use whatever you used to make that?
At first, actually, where we are standing, we had a mushroom house. It was a mud house. Now, due to disadvantages, it used to rain a lot, and once it rains, obviously now the fungus are in the mushroom house. Then I used to get, actually there's a time I got losses of 200 bills.
Wow.
Yeah, last year.
That's amount to how much Kenyan shillings?
Around 800.
800?
Yeah, 800. So then I decided just to stop and do something big and something that will give me money. Yeah, I used to repair my house every now and then, go to the forest, collect the grass. Okay, I had built it just like the Ushago houses. Yeah. Yeah. So it wasn't that easy. I used to get losses. Now when I learned, I told you, mushroom it's a process. I've been learning day by day. Yeah. So now when I learned, I decided now to do a precast house. It's more of the same when maybe the cost of building this one and the precast one. Okay. Yeah, like now, for example, we usually buy now the precast and they're being interlocked. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same. It's kind of the same. And the difference is about 30,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what went into the dimensions? What did you use to decide, okay, this is the size that I want for the kind of mushrooms that you have now?
At first, I had a 24 by 30 house, which was way bigger. And now, just my thinking, like it's the one which it also affected. Yeah, like getting in microorganisms. Yeah, the space was too big. Yeah, so I decided to do a smaller house.
Okay.
Then that's according also to research. I learned when you're doing a mushroom, you need to do it in small houses. Yeah.
All right. And now let's also look at the papers that you've stacked together. You mentioned on the bench. How long does it take for now mushrooms to start coming out, to start growing, and what is the process and how long is it?
After planting from outside, we usually put them in the grow house. The grow house should be 22 degrees to enable the mycelium formation. After now the mycelium formation, which takes 21 days, we do what we call casing. Casing, I've told you, we use the forest soil, we mix with lime and heat it.
Yes.
Yeah, after that, now then we wait for 2 more weeks. Now then they start sprouting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so they take like how long? 21 days?
They take inside the house, they usually take 1 month, 1 week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Right. And now after that, you've come now to the harvesting side. You want now to get them out and take them to the market. What is the process? Because I believe during this time, you might actually get some mushrooms that have not really reached the size of the others, the market size. So what do you use to harvest and say, okay, now I'm going to leave these ones and let them grow a bit?
We usually pick the market size.
Yeah.
Like for example, now this is
the market size. Okay.
Past this one, it will be open.
And you don't want it to open?
No one will buy when it's open.
Okay.
Yeah. So we usually have the right market size and leave the rest.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually leave the rest for just a day. Mushroom grows between 2 to 6 hours a day.
Okay.
Yeah, so even harvesting is done twice a day. Yeah.
And now let's look at the market, the mushroom market, and how it's performing. Because for you to get this kind of mushrooms to the market, there's a way in which you usually do it. So how was it for you when you started getting and reaching into the market? Was it difficult, and what went into that?
At first it was difficult because not even so many people know what is mushrooms. They usually know, we know the mushroom sile of Shago, not this one.
Yes.
Yeah, so like for me, I talk a lot. Any events I go, conferences, I usually tell people I'm selling mushroom, and I teach people how to cook them.
Wow.
Yeah, so from there I usually get so many orders, and let's say even the market price, it's about hawking. Yeah, I used to go to hotels. I eat. Afterwards, I show them I have mushrooms. I'm selling mushrooms. Yeah. Yeah, that's how
you got into the market.
Yeah, that's how I got into the market. Then there's so many farmers groups. We usually have farmers training centers, and from there people socialize. Yeah, and in mushrooms, let's say restaurants or hotels can't give you an order if you're not consistent.
Okay.
Yeah, they usually do, if you want, they sign a tender for 1 year, 2 years, and you have to give them mushroom. If you've agreed, like you want to give them 40 kgs per week, you have to get them.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have a right to sue you. Yeah, so when networking with other farmers, then now you get to know how many farmers have mushrooms. When you don't have, you can take from them. Yeah, and most farmers do the farming, but they don't know the market.
Okay.
Yeah, so now that's where we come in.
And when it comes to you've harvested, of course, between you and the market, there's the transporting, there's the storage. Do you find a situation where, or when you are starting, you find a situation where your mushrooms some of them do not get into the market as when you harvested? And what could be the problem when it comes to how they are being handled from when they are harvested?
Packaging. Yeah, let's say packaging is one. Number 2, watering. Now it also depends. If you water your mushrooms too much, when you harvest they'll be broken or turn brown.
Okay.
Yeah, so when they get to the market, they don't look good. Yeah.
And now that you've mentioned watering, when they are in the mushroom house, are you supposed to water them? And if you are supposed to, how regular is it supposed to be? In a day, or on different times of the day?
Okay, watering mushroom. We sell. People sell the weight. We measure 250 grams.
Yes.
And the more you water the mushroom, the more they'll have more weight.
Okay.
Yeah, but now most farmers don't know. As you water them a lot, then you end up spoiling and maybe messing your market. Yeah, so when I got into farming, I started with oyster mushrooms.
And do they look the same as this?
No, they are leafy. Yeah, they are leafy. They don't look like this, and their process is much easier.
Okay.
Yeah, but now one thing about oysters, we don't have a market here in Kenya. Yeah, because most restaurants, when they do mushroom soup, they use now the button.
Okay.
And people know button. Yeah, not the oyster, portobello. Yeah, and now when I did the oyster, I went at a very big loss, because I even used to take now my mushrooms to now to brokers, because I got into Facebook groups. Now I was asking, I have mushrooms, I'm looking for a mushroom market.
Yes.
And I landed in bad hands. Yeah, my whole harvest
went.
Yes, because I used to package, send. At the end of 2 weeks, I didn't get money. The guy blocked me. I went to look for him. I didn't find him.
So he sold everything that you had, or he just ran away with that?
These are just, I don't know, brokers. I don't know how we can describe them. Yeah, but now from there, I decided I did another batch of the oysters, but now during that time there was no market at all. You see, the first time I was giving to brokers, and now the second time I wanted to look for the market by myself.
Yes.
And when you go we have mushroom selling centers in town. When you go to that market, they tell you, no, we want the button ones.
Yes.
If you want to sell mushroom, make sure you dry them and sell when they're dry. And now you see the climate here, I can't dry mushrooms. Okay, that time Limuru was cold than it is now. Yeah, so I decided to shift now to do the button.
Okay.
Also, during the second harvest, it wasn't easy. I sold my mushrooms to brokers, but at least they paid back, although it was at a throwaway price. Yeah, and now from that, I got now to go to meetings, interact with people. Yeah, and that's why.
Now that you're speaking about meetings, do you usually have farmers associations, for example, around this area, where all of you are doing the same thing, of course, that is mushroom farming? And how has it been if you have one association? And what do you usually share in terms of getting insights about mushroom farming and how you can also spread it into the Kenyan market?
We don't have mushroom farmers associations. We have just WhatsApp groups for mushroom farmers, whereby you find most are new farmers getting in now. They want to do mushrooms. They want to learn about mushrooms. Yeah, and the rest are middlemen. But farmers alone are very few. Yeah, we don't have any farmers association. Okay. Yeah.
So we have onions here. We have white ones and these other ones. Why do you use the both of them? Or it brings out the flavor?
I like using the white ones because it's just a flavor.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here I do everything organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the Royco cubes. Yeah, so I just prefer now using these ones mainly for the flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And now also, for example, the button mushrooms, the way you've cut them, is there a specific way that someone needs to cut the mushroom? Or because someone might cut it in half, or someone might just put the whole of it like that, or someone might cut the way you've cut it. Is there any science behind that, or that is what you like?
We have different ways you can cook mushrooms. You can deep fry them, you can just kanga them like the way we're doing. You can decide to boil them, leave them dry, then you can kanga later. So I don't think there's any formula. Yeah, there's no formula.
Okay. And now let's come to the Kenyan market and look at how mushroom is performing. Because you said you started in 2021.
Yeah.
Now we are in 2025. When you look at some of the successes or achievements that you've been able to make when it comes to mushroom farming, and when you compare it, the button one and the oyster mushrooms, is there a very huge difference when it comes to the returns, when it comes to how it's grown, and you as a farmer, how is it treating you, the button mushroom?
Now the trick here is you get to know where to buy your materials from. Yeah, like most people buy the wheat straw. Most farmers, they don't maybe have that capacity of buying a lorry plus the wheat straw. Like now for me, I usually go for the wheat straw for myself from the farm. I go to Eldoret, buy at the farm price, pay a lorry, and they bring it for me.
Okay.
Now, as you do that, you reduce the cost of production, and finally you'll get now higher returns. Yeah, but I don't know about other farmers. What I know is, according to how farmers complain, they say mushrooms is expensive to start. Yeah, so
So for you, it has been okay.
Yeah, it has been okay. Except now when I told you I had a loss sometime last year. Yeah, when it was raining heavily. I think around June, July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it the seasons or is it the amount of rain, or what went into that?
The problem was my house. It was leaking.
Okay.
Yeah. At the wall, so it rained.
So when making the house, you need to be very, very careful.
You need to be very careful, and you have to look for people who make mushroom houses. We have the specific fundis for mushroom houses. Yeah, so like my first house, I just looked for fundis around, and they made it.
Okay. All right. Now that you've mentioned about the structure and how it's supposed to be, let us look at what goes into, because as we are looking at the house, there is no lighting, there is no window, so it's just like that. So what is the science behind that?
Mushrooms don't need light.
Okay.
Yeah, so we try by any means to minimize the light inside, but when harvesting, we usually have bulbs. Yeah, when harvesting.
Okay. All right. And now, you mentioned about taking it to the market. So how do you sell your button mushrooms? Is it per kg? Is it per certain grams? Or how do you measure it? And if you can also tell us the price.
Okay, we usually sell our mushrooms, and these are 250-gram pannets. If you want to take one pannet, that's 250 gram. 1 kg, they will be now for the 4 pannets, which will be equal to 1 kg.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's some people who buy in boxes. They will tell you, no, I don't want you to package here.
Yes.
I want you to put in boxes, and you wait for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how much does the 250 gram one, how much does it go for?
250 gram. If I'm selling to middlemen, the price is quite lower at 150 shillings. Or 160, 170. It depends. We don't have a stable price for mushrooms.
Okay.
Yeah, and
for the retail shops,
supermarkets, my friends want to support me. They usually buy at 250, 200. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That is pretty good. I guess you also need to organize for us one, so that at least at the end of the day we get to go home with one. Right. So we can see our. Let's see. Okay.
They usually have water because they have been harvested this morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes I advise people, if you want to cook mushrooms, you first cut them, leave them for, let's say, an hour. Yeah, so they'll be dry after you've cut them. then you can now
And
cook.
are they washed like any other vegetable? Are they supposed to be washed thoroughly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You just wash.
I hope
It
that
depends.
will not spoil the...
It depends now on the harvesting.
Okay.
Yeah, when you harvest, that's why we say when harvesting, you need to be clean. Yeah, you need to be clean when harvesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because even you find some shops, some supermarkets don't take mushrooms with patches, dirty mushrooms. Now, also your hygiene will market you outside here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the hygiene.
It's the hygiene.
All about the hygiene.
It's all about the hygiene.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, of course, when it comes to health and the kind of vegetables, the health importance or the health benefits of mushrooms. Tell us what you know about the health benefits of mushrooms, because you grow them, you like cooking them. So, what are some of the health benefits that they give you?
First, I think I didn't introduce myself. I'm not just a farmer, I'm an agronomist.
Agronomist.
Yeah,
Yes.
so according to when I wanted to do farming, I didn't want to do anything just for money. I looked into something that is unique and something with some benefits. Like I told you, I have some fruits which are just for health benefits only. And now when learning about mushrooms, I decided to do now it because of the health benefits. I did research in some hospitals, if you go to Aga Khan, if you go to Nairobi Hospital, they usually have a menu for mushroom. And the reason is mushrooms boost immune.
Yes.
They usually have low cholesterol fats. They reduce the cancer risks. Yeah, and they are good for brain health. Yeah, so those are some of the reasons which motivated me. And also my clients are not just, you can sell mushroom to the youths. No, you find people in their 80s, 70s. When you tell them I'm selling mushroom, they don't even want to bargain. Like they just ask, at what price? Bring me 5. Yeah, so the health benefits are more, let's say, they weigh more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And the area where you grow your mushrooms, because someone might say, okay, I have a room in the house where I'm not using it to do anything. So can I grow my mushrooms? Can I grow my mushrooms in that room? Do you think the area also where you grow your mushrooms determines how they will come out?
Yes, it does. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. For something, let's say a room for mushroom, it should be just a room separate. Yeah, you don't need to do any activities around.
Yes.
Yeah.
So which means the extra room that someone has in the house, if they decide to convert it into a mushroom growing area, that is okay.
Extra room where you live, next extra room.
Yes, like
maybe if you
in
want
your
to
house.
do, if you want to do that for consumption, for your own consumption.
Okay, not for...
No.
Yes.
No. And mushroom, you have to invest for you to get something. Yeah, so you can't just do 10 bags and you expect to get returns. For example, we buy the mushroom spawn, which now is the mbegu.
Okay.
We buy it in liters, and the least one is 15 liter, which goes for 15,000 shillings. 30 liters, 28,000. So if you want to do something below that, you will get your 15 liters, and some will go to waste. Yeah, so if you want to do, you just invest big. Yeah, doing like small scale will get you to losses, and that's why most farmers fail. They start the mushroom farm, and after one harvest, maybe one did 30 bales, and he or she went a loss because of now paying. You have to pay the workers, you have to buy the materials, you have to buy now the spawn during harvesting, and at the end you find that the money you spent. When you see now the money you spent and the return you got, you...
They are not matching.
Yeah, not matching.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why you find most farmers start farming. You hear, I have mushrooms for one term, the next time, I left. That thing...
Okay.
Love it.
So this is the serving, and of course you're going to taste it. Looks really good. All right, so what would you advise? Do you eat it with ugali or anything else?
You can eat it with as a stew, with rice. Yeah, just that we've not added now the soup thing. Yeah, you can also eat it with ugali. Yeah, it depends with your taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would like to taste it
Sure.
so that at least we know if we've been doing the right thing.
How is it?
It's really nice.
Certified chef.
And you said they were fresh.
Yeah, they were
So I can-
fresh.
yeah. Yes, they're very
Yeah.
good.
We just farm fresh for the farm. Farm to the table.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ingrid, for sharing this with us and also for showing us how to cook this.
You're
And I
welcome.
believe you at home have learned something today when it comes to mushroom farming. What is it that you need to do? And also how you cook it. I mean, this you can eat with ugali, you can eat with rice, and you can eat with anything else. And of course, we've come to the end of this edition of Farm Kenya today. And Tuesdays, don't forget, it's usually from the farm to the plate. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Let's meet next time, same place right here on KTN Farm Kenya.
Kuwa mkono ambao unalima ardhi, mlango wa mkulima, kuwa mshindi, kuwa na uhakika sasa, kulea mustakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
Farm Kenya brought to you by Fugo.
Maziwa kwa wingi ni kama mvua. Maziwa kwa wingi utashiba.
Akishiba, utashiba. Fugo Calf Starter Pellets, Calf Grow Pencils, Heifer Grow,